Greetings everyone, welcome to Just Advance, and this game was played in actually World Blitz Team Championship in 2024, and this game is played by with the black pieces. We have India's currently number one. We have Ramesh Babu Praggnanandhaa, and I think currently the number one is actually Arjun Rigesi, but you have to understand that the scores hasn't been updated yet. So until they are updated, Pragg is holding the first spot. So here he's playing against Yagiz Dogmas. He's from Turkey, I believe, and this game is really really great because simply because of the fact that Magnus's reaction was absolutely amazing. Because after this game, I mean, it was a complete draw, but something suddenly happened, and after this game, Magnus's team was able to win the championship, and I'm really really excited to show you this. So without further ado, let's start with this game. Here d4 by Dogmas. We have knight to f6, bishop g5, but here just d5, and here Dogmas goes for knight to d2, and Pragg just plays knight bd7, knight g2 f3, and just c5 by Dogmas, and c5 by Pragg, and we have e3 by Dogmas, e6, c3, and just bishop to d6. We have bishop to d3, p6 castles, bishop to e7, e4, and now immediately striking in the center. And what do you do here? Just d captures was played by Pragg, knight captures, bishop back to e7, and now just knight captures on f6. We have bishop captures, queen captures, and here we see early sort of trades, and that's not something you want to do. You don't want to release that tension early on, but if white does it, so black has to, there is no other point. And here in this position, just bishop to b5 was played, just trying to pin that knight, and just withholding castles for a few more move, because you want to maybe just capture that pawn and put some pressure here in the center. And here we have bishop captures on f3, just g captures, and rook to d8, not even worrying about some attack there in the future. And here in this position, you could go for the move that would be for queen to a4, trying to put more pressure here. But I mean, that just does nothing. You can just get the rook into the game and maybe just try that. But it's hardly unlikely that's going to happen here. Just a6 was played. And the best move in this position is actually just to capture that. And here after rook captures, now you play d caps on c5. And only after you get the queen captures, you just capture it with the queen. And also if the rook comes into the game, now comes this rook f to d1, and the move that you have to play here is queen to b5, queen captures, a captures, and after king to g2, you just play rook captures, king to e7, and now it's most likely going to be a draw. But here after a6, bishop to c6 was played, and now it's just trouble, because here just castles was played by here Pragg, and there is nothing you could do. Rook at d1, c captures, and here after c captures, now you play queen to g5 check. And now here after king to h1, we just get this knight to f6, and now that knight is definitely going to be jumping places, trying to get that for that mate. And here just going for queen captures on a6, but now just knight to d5, and you know what's coming here. Just rook to g1 was played, but just now just going for queen to f5, rook to g3, and just queen to c2. And if you try and go for queen to a4 in this position, you have to understand it doesn't work, simply because of the fact I just go queen caps on f2, and the position will eventually crumble once the knight jumps in. And if you dare to eliminate my knight, this rook captures, I double up, and here you can try to do some things, and even if you capture this and try to create your own pass pawn, your king is very weak, and eventually with the black pieces, I'm going to get to your king, and there is nothing you can do about it. And that's what eventually what would have been the game. But you have to understand that is the best defensive move in this position. But here after rook to g1 was played, this just doesn't work, because you're just hanging a whole piece. I mean, that's just absolutely crazy. Why are you hanging a whole piece? Here just queen caps on c6, absolute best move by Pragg. But now just comes rook caps on g7, and here just king moves, and for some reason Dogmas in this position thought that here rook caps on h7 is winning, because king captures, and he thought, well, just queen to d3. I mean, even if he's able to get this check, I don't see a continuation in this position, because if king moves back, then you have queen to e4, and then you have mate. But you have to understand that here there is a very easy defensive resource for Pragg in this position, and he's a grandmaster. He's not going to lose such things or lose sight of such things, because he just f5, and what are you doing? You don't have queen to e4 anymore, and you're a complete rook down. You're not just complete rook down, you're a rook and a knight down in this position, and that's just absolutely insane. Here just f4, but now just comes this knight caps on f4 with a discovered attack against the king. And now it was on this move, on just move 27, that Yagiz Dogmas resigned the game, and Pragg got this spectacular victory, and he also won it for his team, the WHS Masters. And not only that, he got a really really impressed reaction from Magnus. Like, Magnus was absolutely impressed by his play, because he knew that if Pragg is able to win, then his team would win, and he absolutely admires Pragg in every time he plays. And I think he also said in an interview that Pragg is the closest one of the kids that actually plays absolutely like him. So he's expecting a lot from Pragg, and I think he delivered delivered it right on time when he needed it. So that's why there was such a huge reaction by Magnus. And why he resigned, because there's nothing. If you play d5 in this position, then just rook caps on d5, and here after going for like queen to g3, you just play rook to d1 check, f3, rook captures, king captures, queen to c1, king to f2, and just queen to d2. Once the king moves, just rook into the game, and now you're just, I mean, dead lost. But here, even if you try to continue, king captures, whatever you do here, like if this, then this is checkmate. Or in this position, if you like push something, then this and this and this is checkmate. So there is just no point in continuing this, and I think he realized this. But he played this knight caps on 4. He resigned the game, and Pragg got the spectacular victory in just 27 moves. That's absolutely crazy. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with games like these, so stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. Thank you all.